Hi, I'm Gaius Wong, and here's my review of the Star Spinner Tarot by Trungles. So I'm really excited to dig into this tarot deck. Um, my friend got this for me as a gift last week. This was totally not on my radar, so I'm super excited to take a look at it. It's the Star Spinner Tarot by Trungles. I looked him up, and basically that's kind of Trungles is actually what do you call it? A pseudonym. And his name is Trung Le Nguyen. And he lives in Minnesota. He's a Vietnamese-American comic book artist. So this is going to be exciting because, like, I always think tarot decks are marvelous when they're done by not just people who are passionate about tarot, but who are actually artists themselves. So let us take a look at what we've got here. So there's sort of a pearlescent finish to the box, which I really like. Oh, Chronicle Books. That's their publisher in my hometown too. Okay. So we've got a book, and we've got a deck. It's not wrapped in plastic inside, so that makes it convenient. It's like one of those well-fitting boxes that has like an insert here that kind of nestles inside the box. But there we can see, it's very, it feels very 19th century. I really like that. Beautiful. Okay. And let's take a quick look at the book, the contents. There's an intro, the major and minor arcana, instructions for the readings, spreads, 4 pages of spreads, and then a card by card walkthrough. Let's see. Okay, there's about, just so you can kind of get an idea, there's about a page of text per card, and each page consists of an upright and excuse me, an upright and a reversed meaning. So we'll take a look at those. I'll pull a few cards from the deck as we go through them, and we'll look at the book. Just I'm going to pull them based on the ones that look the most interesting, actually. So let's start taking a look at the deck here. The Fool, Magician, High Priestess, Empress, Emperor, Hierophant. And I believe there's 4 different versions of the Lover's card, so you can pick the one that appeals to you most, which I really appreciate. For sexual diversity, gender diversity, the Lovers, the Lovers, Lovers, one more to Lovers. These are great. So far, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of ethnic and racial diversity in the deck too, which is wonderful. Chariot, Fortitude, Hermit, Wheel of Fate, Justice, Hanged Man, Death. That's an interesting take on death, for sure. Temperance. The one thing I don't like about this card is I really dig it when the flow of the water is sort of supernatural, preternatural, or unnatural in most Temperance cards, but this is a natural flow of water. I don't like that detail, but I like the card. The Devil. Interesting take on the Devil, too. The Tower. The Star. The Moon. I like the Bunny. The Sun, Judgment, the World, Wands. Here we go. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So pink and yellow are the theme colors for Wands. That's interesting. Yellow, I think, is the color for air. Wands are usually fire, but Wands are sometimes air in decks. Whoops. Prince, King, okay, Queen, king. Wait, I got confused. Hold on. So maybe that's, okay, page, oh, page knight, queen, king. Okay. Color, it's interesting that the king gets a different color tone too. So chalices now. Interesting take on the Six of Cups. Chalices. Prince, knight, queen, king. Now we've got swords. These blues are a really great color tone. Page, I was saying prince earlier. Yeah, I'll have to look, but page, knight, queen. Oh, that's interesting. And king. Ace of coins. So greens and yellows. It's weird that some of the cards just seem like the color theme suddenly shifts. We'll have to look at the, you know what, I'll leave that one out and we'll look at the book to see if there's some sort of explanation to that one. This one's very reminiscent of the Rider-Waite Smith, although it's only one person. That's kind of interesting. Okay, I'm going to pull back that 10 of Pentacles because that image was pretty interesting to me, and I want to see the book on that one too. So I'm going to read the entries for those two out of the book so we can have a flavor for what the text of the book is like. So let's look at the 5 of coins first. Let's see, where are coins in here? They are the last one. Okay, there we go. So 5 of coins. Upright. The 5 of coins signifies difficult times ahead. You may have suffered a major financial setback. Your dire circumstances are compounded by the accompanying embarrassment and isolation. You feel as though you must confront your problems alone. You may find it difficult to face yourself, and for reasons you do not fully grasp, it is difficult to seek help. The reverse is money is tight, but you may find that your difficult times are coming to a close. The reversed 5 of coins signifies that you have regained some agency over your circumstances. Though this does not herald an immediate change in your life, it does not mean a more positive relationship with money is coming. Well, the explanation is pretty brief, so I feel like I'm already getting the kind of a beginner's vibe for this deck. This deck would be really good for a beginner. Now, let's look at the 10 of Pentacles as well. 10 of Pentacles, or coins in this deck. Here we go. Upright. You have accomplished much and are satisfied with the results. The 10 of coins speaks to broad contentment and security. You are in a position to share your resources, care for others, and take on new projects. You also find yourself able to take on more responsibility, and you have room to invest in things like leisure time and building relationships that bring you joy and fulfillment. This card suggests abundance and stability. Reverse. You have wasted much of what you have worked to earn. Your assessment of your resources is inaccurate, and you are spread too thin as you attempt to build a sturdy foundation for yourself and your community. You may discover that your obligations have expanded right along with your possessions, and so your earnings are always tied up and money is a source of anxiety. Okay. So he has sort of like, for his reversals, he's kind of doing the opposites thing. I would say just kind of my first impression of this deck is this would be good for a beginner, you know, who doesn't have a lot of tarot experience and who intends to do readings with the book and just kind of wants to get a feel for tarot, and someone who's just drawn to the artwork. The artwork is really beautiful. I mean, look at just, I feel like the expression of the dog, for instance, on this card, and the expression on the old man's face. Love it. The issue, though, I don't know that I would use this deck for readings because I'm used to it. A Rider-Waite Smith-based deck, which it seems to be following for the most part, is richer in symbols. So I feel like, you know, the fact that, you know, the normal Ten of Pentacles would show the 3 generations of a family, like the older man, a couple, and then some children. So there's a lot fewer pieces of symbolism here in the card to draw on, and I'm kind of, considering I just broke the plastic on this deck and was flipping through them with you, you know, I feel like, you know, a lot of the cards might lack the kind of symbolism I would want to see on the cards. Like, for instance, you know, the 5 and the 7 of Wands here, we're used to seeing them, if you're a Rider-Waite Smith person, you know, that there's multiple people in these cards to, you know, in some ways for me, it always symbolizes forms of interpersonal conflict and rising above it and whatnot. Without seeing the other figures in these cards, that symbolism's lost, right? So if you're an intuitive reader and you're looking for an explanation of just, if you're looking to give explanations of your readings with just the images available in the card, he's cut out a lot of the imagery in the card. However, again, if you're a book type reader, like, and you're only going to be using the book and you just love the artwork, then this deck is for you. Let's in fact because I'm used to like all of the people in the 5 of Wands, let's get let me read the entry aloud from the book too. Okay, so 5 of Wands, he has, 5 of Wands represents chaos and tension. There might be some compelling disagreements in your life and nobody seems willing to compromise. A disruptive new element has entered the fray, and a tenuous period of harmony has been disturbed. This need not be a negative thing. This great discord may help you better understand your ideals. Difficult conversations are being had, and issues can be confronted up front. The reverse, you refuse to engage in difficult conversations for fear of disturbing the status quo. In this position, the 5 of Wands indicates that you are hesitant to accept the conflict as a necessary part of growth and would prefer to avoid it altogether. Though you maintain a fragile peace, you continue to step lightly for fear of tearing open old wounds and refuse to stand up for yourself. Well, the definition I'm reading in the book has you know, some of the salient elements of the 5 of Wands for me. It doesn't have all of the detail, you know, because it's a very short entry. However, I don't feel like the card doesn't necessarily bear out what is written in the book. To me, at least the image that I'm seeing here, when I think of, where is it? You know, a disruptive new element has entered, he says. Compelling disagreements. There's not a lot of symbolism in this card to me, so I don't feel that, you know, there's a lot of if you're new to tarot and the 5 of Wands, just this phrase 5 of Wands doesn't already mean something to you, there's not a lot of help in the image to figure out what's going on with the card if you're not good at memorizing the book, or if you want to kind of move away from just using the book as you do a reading. So I think that's the major disadvantage of the deck, that I feel like a lot of these cards are they're just not going to have enough for you to figure out what they mean, unless you're a good memorizer or you're going to be using the book. That being said, if you love the artwork, and I mean, he is an artist, and just some of these images, like look at this take on the Empress with the what do you call the thing of wheat? An ear of wheat, the stalk of wheat. You know, the wheat is one of the really attractive elements of the standard Empress for me, so I really like that. A lot of the other stuff is missing, but it's a gorgeous card, and there's racial diversity. This adds to the racial diversity of the deck too, which I really like. I think the fairy tale kind of theme of the deck in the minors Yeah, there's some racial diversity too in the minors as well. So I can appreciate that. I think that if you're really looking for a deck that feels diverse and feels inclusive, I think this is a great deck for you as well. What else can I say about the deck? I think it's about time to shuffle now that I've kind of talked about some of the cards, just to let you know what it feels like to shuffle the deck. So let me go ahead and do that. It's thicker than the average deck. So like my thumbs, which are kind of medium sized, almost 2 thumbs width. So I would say that looks like about 1.5 inches, a little bigger than most of the decks I use. How do they shuffle? Okay, they riffle shuffle pretty well, which is the way I always shuffle. Yep, the shuffling's nice. There's not too much friction when they slide together. They do have more of a paper feel than a plastic feel, which I really like in tarot decks. There's not too much of a burr on the edge. The burr is the burr is actually kind of turning this way it's kind of turning upwards towards the back of the card if you care about that sort of thing. But they feel nice to shuffle. So it's definitely an enjoyable shuffle. So those are my impressions of the Star Spinner Tarot. I hope you find this information helpful. So just to kind of sum up, I think the recommendation for this deck would be, if you like the style of artwork that you've just seen, go for it. If you're looking for, if this deck appeals to you because of its diversity in terms of like gender, sex, ethnicity, race, and all of that, definitely go for it. If you like this fairy tale imagery, go for it. Especially if you're the type of person who's, maybe a novice at tarot and you're planning on reading with the book, or if you're the type of person, tarot reader, if you already have all of the card definitions memorized and you don't care about symbolism and you're not looking for the sort of intuitive cues in order to do a reading, and you just enjoy the art, again, this deck would be really good for you. I would say this deck would not be best for the intuitive type reader who needs the symbols, who needs the cues, or puts together a story based on the symbols, and whose intuition is drawn to specific symbols and cards to weave together the story as they're doing a tarot reading. Then this probably wouldn't be the best deck for you. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments too. I hope this was interesting for you, and I'm looking forward to working with this deck a little bit and to see how it feels with actual readings.